Hey, boys and girls, we're going to read a book with the title, Our Tree Named Steve. They named their tree Steve. This must be Steve. Let's look at the title and see how many words are in the title of our book. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder why they named their tree Steve. Let's see. And this book, the dad is telling the story. He says, "Dear kids, a long time ago when you were little, Mom and I took you to where we wanted to build a house for us to live in. But in order to build there, men had to come and clear the land. So they had to cut down the trees to make room for the house. I remember there was one tree, however, that the three of you could not stop staring at. Adam thought it was crying. Lindsay said it looked nervous. And Sorry, who was 2 years old, couldn't pronounce the word tree. And she called it Steve. There's the name Steve. I love you, Steve, she kept saying. And then Adam and Lindsay started saying it too. And before long, Mom and I got the hint. And we asked the builder to please save Steve. So they're going to build the house, but they're not going to cut down Steve the tree. The day we moved in, Steve was there to greet us. He quickly worked his way into our lives as a swing holder, as a target, third base, a hiding place, and a jump rope turner. All the things that the tree could do. And whenever our dryer broke down, he held our underwear with pride, like on a clothesline. Yes, right there in the center of our yard, this weird-looking tree grew to become the center of our outdoor life. Through all our barbecues and campouts and dance parties. Or when Adam and Lindsay started getting crushes on the Simon kids next door, Steve adjusted to our every need. Wasn't always easy, standing tall through the snowstorms in the winter. Or when Uncle Chester napped in the hammock, couldn't possibly have been fun. Not to mention the time that the sewer overflowed and Steve sucked up all the smelly water before it drowned Kirby. Then got sick. Himself. The tree doctor had to give Steve a haircut. That made him look like a big thumb. Through the years, Mom and I have tried to show you in a world filled with strangers, the peace that comes from having things that you can count on, and a safe place to return to after a hard day or a long trip. Which brings me to the point of this letter. Last week, a storm hit our area. And though we spared Steve's life long ago, this time we couldn't save him. He blew down in the storm. Are we sad? Sure we are. But even in his final moments when he could have fallen on our house, Sorry swings, Kirby's house, or Mom's garden, Steve performed his last trick and protected all of us to the very end. And friends like that are hard to find. So when you come home from Grandma's next week, Steve will not be able to greet you as he's done in the past. I'm sorry, but please know that Steve will always be with us in our hearts and in our thoughts. And in a different tree at the other end of the yard. See you next week. Love, Dad. The end.